Hello, my name is Mark from jazzguitarlessons.net and welcome to the Jazz Guitar Vlog for December 22nd. This is the Barry Galbraith Comping Blues 12 Keys Part 2. Actually, in this book, this is just one big study, but I decided to split it in three, so we have four choruses three times. So this one is in the key of A flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and B natural, so C flat actually. So we're really in flat keys for this round. I will let you watch a performance of this video first so you can hear me play it, and I will talk to you, give you tips and advice and some fingerings issues and chord progressions ideas we have here. So quick rig rundown of my Roland Cube 60. As always, I have my Jazz 3 Dunlop Jazz 3 picks, black color, and my Boss, this is a Dr. Beat DB30. I hate the sound, but still works. The tempo is 53, so the actual BPM is 106 for this round. So please enjoy the performance, and I will see you right after for tips. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, thank you for watching. So I hope you enjoyed the performance. It's far from being perfect. I think I made a couple of mistakes in the take, but still you get pretty much the idea of what the big picture of this Galbraith comping study is. So let's go chorus by chorus. Once again, this is kind of intimidating because there's a lot of flat keys. So A flat, 4 flats at the clef. Then we have D flat, we have 5 flats. Then G flat, we have 6 flats. So it's pretty hectic. While we're here, I can give you a little tip to think of keys that are, hard like this, and to make sure you can grasp them and not be too confused by them. Is, say, if you think of the key of G flat major, you will look in a music book and see, as top of page 21 in Galbraith, you will see 6 flat at the clef. And so one of the ways I like to think about it is, instead of having to think about 6 flats, you just have to think about one note that is natural, right? Because we have 7 notes total, and the flat at the clef indicate B, E, A, D, G, and C flat. Even the C is flat. Ugh. So this is easy for horns, I think, but for guitarists, kind of, we're tuned in A and E. So the trick is this: only the F note is natural. This is the only natural note in the key. And the trick to remember that is, well, if you were playing in the key of G, not G flat, G, the only sharp note you have at the clef is an F sharp, right? So you can think of G and go, oh, F sharp is the only note that is sharp at the clef. If I'm in the key of G flat, well, now F is the only note that is not flat. It's kind of a mental shortcut past 3 or 4 flats or 3 or 4 sharps, you can just think in this manner and it's easier on the brains, I find. Anyway, so that's for my quick tip. Now let's go chorus to chorus. So I'll be doing a lot of this because my book is sitting on my desk right in front of me. So key of A flat, we start with this major voicing and this little lick where we go half step up. No biggie there, make sure you have great time and that your lines, your chords can be heard with a strict pulse, that it really swings. Starting in bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we have these typical Galbraith. So these inner voice movements that are kind of tricky to get at in the beginning. Take your time, tackle 1 or 2 bars at a time. Of course, then we have bars 7 and 8. We have no biggie, and we have this really cool bluesy B flat with a chromatic approach, no biggie there, and typical cliche bebop or cliche jazz line. Then we go to the key of D flat, where things are really interesting, which I believe we'll spend most of our time with in this one. So we have a hint at Coltrane changes, but barely hinting at them. So we have first the key of D flat that's established here through a 6 chord anticipated in the last bar of the last chorus. So starting on the 4th system down the page on page 20, we have this chord, and then we'll hear, so actually we have a B minor 7 to an E 7, so this is a 2/5 in the key of A flat, right? But we're in D flat major or D flat blues, and like, this is not related. So the key of A is of course not related. However, if you were going to play in the Coltrane matrix of changes, you would play in the key of D flat, in the key of A, and lastly in the key of F, and then back to D. So if you play these 2 5s, you get, and back. So that would be like playing giant steps in slow motion. So what he does, what Barry Galbraith did with the changes, he hinted at going in the key of A major in the 2nd bar. So we went, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then you will look at this and go, okay, now he's in A flat major, in A major from D flat. So it's like a 3rd down, a major 3rd down, so which is a Coltrane matrix, right? And then you will hear an A minor 7 to a D7. You're like, okay, this is completely out. However, this is just a tritone sub to get us back to our D flat root. So this is pretty easy, in fact. So combine this idea of Coltrane changes to a little tritone sub, and you have a very interesting first 4 bars to this key of D flat. Also, I didn't mention this before, but I encourage you to circle. I use, at the beginning of each new key, I use the pencil and just circle, like, this is the 6th chorus actually in this study. So I put a 6 and then circle the 6 around so it's clear that we're in the 6th chorus. Now, bars 5, 6, 7, and 8, still in the key of D flat, we have the G flat, which is the 4 chord. And we have an ascension like this, then tritone sub again with A minor and D7 down to the D, 6th chord. Then we have a 2 that is dominant instead of a minor 2, a tritone sub again, and we're back at D, but it's a D flat major. So it's an interesting wink to some sort of a chorus that I'm not super familiar with, but I know it implies this kind of Coltrane matrix. Good. So that's it for the key of D flat. Now we're going to G flat, which is interesting with not too many surprises. The only surprise for us guitarists is to see these chord symbols like E flat 13 flat 9, C 13 sharp 9, and get these movements, or a C flat 13 in bar 5, so it's a C flat. Because we're in the key of G flat, this one is not called B, it's a C flat. It is what it is, and harmonically. So other than keeping your groove and make sure this nice chromatic descending line, it's all good. 6/9 chords are very modern, very major sounding. And then further movement, C flat again, then ascension, regular 2/5, then then these nice little... Then, last chorus, so for dessert, I saved the best for you guys. So we have the key of B major, so B natural, not B flat. This one is interesting because it's the most, so far, the most complicated chorus as far as rhythm goes, but it's not the most dense. It's not as, the density for rhythms is not that big. It's just chords are placed in odd places. So first, the pickup goes, so all 8 notes, da 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 da. But then in bar 1 we have this, da, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have these things happening on the end of 2 and the end of 3, which can be quite confusing. Then you get same thing, ba, ba, ba. So we have these little hiccups, and they do it really well on the original recording with Barry, with the bass and guitar having these rhythms blocked. So make sure you take the time to find out where in time these happen, because they don't happen on 1. And I think the 1 is silent actually on the recording, so it's kind of funny. Other than that, this chorus is pretty easy. It hints at chromaticism again, so we have a, whoops, no it's not. We have a C sharp, so we go, or then do it again. Just pure chromatics from below. And the last little lick is probably another wink, another reference to a famous tune or a famous way to approach these changes. So it's a pentatonic line, da, 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 but it's using only 6/9 chords, so same shape. And then that's it. And after that we're going to our favorite key, guitarist, the key of E, right? So that's it for this. We have one more round in this blues 12 keys. So next time will be 2018, by the way. So it's going to be January, and we'll have the keys of E, A, D, and G to finish off this blues 12 keys. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this video performance and video explanation of Barry Galbraith's Comping Studies. Please do get this book and the CD. It's really worth it's probably something like 10 or 15 bucks on Amazon. Really worth it. I don't own the copyrights to any of those, but since I've been using this book with virtually all my students, I think it was a great opportunity to put those on YouTube. As always, please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more updates and frequent lessons. I will see you soon on the website, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher, and I'll see you next time. Take care.